it somewhere.
Okay. Hold on. Do it again. Hi, Facebook people.
Hello. Hello in there.
Hello, and welcome to Velveteen Lounge. All right, this doesn't... The thing on the back of this doesn't actually work, so I have to hold it up if I want to wear it. Hi! All right, I gotta go find us. All right, there we are on YouTube. And
there we go.
Let me go find us on Facebook.
Look,
oh, sorry, mask.
Look like a sort of pensive Frank.
Here we are.
Onto this
I found it. Hi, Gettysburg, ma'am, and hi, Johnny.
No, you can join.
I'm scared. I'm out. We made it on time.
Made it?
Yes, my mask. This thing broke years ago, so it's just a string now. But hi, Fred. Good to see you.
Hello, hello.
Yay.
Good to see everybody.
Hi, Eric. Oh, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Munster. And hi, Aaron. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I gotta hold it up again. It would be difficult, but not impossible to sip through this. There's a tiny cutout. Did we add that?
No, that was there.
Oh, okay.
we might have wanted to enlarge that. Now that would have been good.
Hi, Clinton, and hi, Mom, and hi, Julie. Yay! Happy almost Halloween to you.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you, Clinton. Oh, appreciate it. Hi, everyone. So, I have some fun drinks in mind, I think. I haven't tried them yet.
Yeah, I think.
I'm excited to try them.
Think about your next drink?
I feel like I should keep him. You know what? I should pop him up.
Yeah. I may do the same.
Okay.
One thing about this mask is that it's got some foam in this, so it kind of props off your head. And you just breathe into that, and you're just like really concentrating on that.
And that has nets for the eyes. That's kind of fancy.
Which is a little smash.
Hi, Peter, and hi, Jack. Good to see you.
Those plastic masks, just like when you were 10, like get your face totally soaked. Yeah, hilarious. Well, we all wore them for hours.
I know.
You know?
You gotta suffer for Halloween.
It's yeah. If you want to get that sack of candy, you got to go out one at a time.
That's right.
That's just the thing.
We get trick-or-treaters. Do you get trick-or-treaters?
They're fun around here.
We definitely do.
We might have told you in prior broadcasts that there's a young child just a few doors down. I believe he is Juan, as a matter of fact, who showed up with a parent figure who was collecting signatures to go on a ballot, I think school board or something. And he was talking about how he's like, "This is the best house at Halloween."
Hi, Phil.
You know, he was all excited. I was like, "You know something, kid? You're right." I'm glad that gets noticed because we put a lot into this. You know, the lighting is great. It looks really cool all year long. So, of course, then you get in here, you realize this is the way this is all the time.
Oh, Julie says it made me remember that my hair would get tangled in the elastic on the mask.
Geez.
I know the struggle. The struggle is real.
You know, it's really cheap elastic, and it's just like binding on your hair back there and everything. Ow, you know, that kind of stuff.
The Halloween struggle, it's real.
And then you could go for
hi, Elizabeth.
A more elaborate, more realistic mask, not the stiff plastic, but like the rubber masks, and that would hold moisture even more.
Oh yeah.
So you wore one of those, and you're just like you lost 5 pounds, and then you would gain it back with the 10 pounds of candy that you got. You know, it's just the things you do. I remember one year I went as a Phantom of the Opera character with a cape and with this
hi, Alan and Elizabeth.
Skull mask, and it was one of those rubber masks. And wow, that was a trial. So.
Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. Yay!
Witches and goblins.
I know. Do you have your phone handy?
I could.
I want to see if we get any messages. That's all.
Okay.
I'm very curious.
Sure.
Yeah.
Messages from what?
What?
Messages from what?
From about Friday.
Oh, okay, sure.
Anyway, sorry. Talking amongst ourselves.
Sorry.
What are you going to be on Halloween?
No.
That's a good question. I have a couple of occasions between now and then, so I'll get through those, and then we'll see. It'll be fun. I'll definitely be dressing up. Hello, Aubrey. Aloha.
Aubrey. Awesome. I like the comment. Candy was worth the struggle.
It was.
You know, it
was worth the struggle.
It always was. And at that age, I would eat all of this stuff. Contemporarily, I'm like, all of these candies that are just like basically straight up sugar, like spun sugar. I'm like, oh, I'm not so sure about that anymore.
I'd still eat
chocolatey
it.
stuff, I'm still good for, you know?
I'd still eat it.
Yeah.
In fact, I have a candy garnish for a drink this evening that I'm very excited that I'm going to eat after this.
Interesting but true, you know? Big one.
All right.
Well, you ready?
We've been live for at least 4 minutes, and neither of us has made a drink yet.
I think it's been closer to 9, as a matter of fact, so perhaps it's well past time for us to grab some potions from the wall. And, shake them up.
All right.
Shake and pour. Shake and strain.
Well, I believe we're both starting with tequila drinks this evening. But it'll be good. Okay, so my first drink of the evening, and the reason I'm starting with it, let me just hold on, let me...
Starting with this drink?
Starting with this drink is because it's inspired by a creature from the Black Lagoon. I'm calling it. Oh, you can get rid of here. Hold on. We'll get rid of that.
I'm sure you can get rid of this part.
Okay, this one.
Yeah, we need this part.
So I used it. Okay, it's really tiny.
Could be larger.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, inspired by Creature from the Black Lagoon, I'm calling this Swimming with Kay. And as you probably know, Kay was Julie Adams in the film, and she decides. Not a really sound decision, but she decides that she's just going to go for a swim one day. And so she's in the water, swimming along, just enjoying herself. And the gill man is just like swimming right beneath her. She doesn't actually know this, but he is. So I'm calling this one Swimming with Kay. And I'm beginning with 2 ounces Reposado tequila.
It's a good place to start.
I think so. All right. You can get rid of that if you'd like.
Sure.
Comments.
Comments are going right up. So you got the rest of this
I do.
business coming up your way.
And then...
Hello, Keys.
Hi. Good to see you.
I think we said hello to Peter.
Peter's going to be at work, but yeah, you should dress up.
Yeah.
You should dress up.
Oh, all suggestions.
And doing water ballet, yes, she is. She's very artistic in her swimming.
Within that. They really make a point of that within the movie.
Okay,
part of what attracts the creature, like, feminine form, that kind of thing.
Okay. A 1/4 ounce blue curacao. I'm using Giffard.
What should Peter be for Halloween at work? That's a good one, I tell you. You can just put on
You should be, I don't know, something, you should put on, like, old jeans and like a flannel shirt, but then like zombie or like taking like a fake axe or something. They probably wouldn't appreciate a real axe, but like some sort of like, and the farmer was the murderer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
An actual meat cleaver probably contradicts.
Yeah, no, I don't think
that's a thing.
I feel like workplaces frown upon that.
You can put the hockey mask on and sort of threaten customers, and then they're like, "What's wrong with the guy back there? I don't understand."
The police show up.
They're like, "Okay, we need to speak."
Yeah.
Like, hilarious.
Keep it fake.
Hilarious.
Okay, so
fake fun. Wah 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 wah.
1/4 ounce blue curacao. 1/4 ounce.
I do.
Oh.
Yep.
1/4 ounce blue curacao. 1/4 ounce creme de violette is what that was. So it's a deep blue.
Getting this sort of indigo happening
I know,
here.
and then I'm going to add a 1/2 ounce of fresh lemon juice. It's still quite indigo.
It's still murky.
Yeah,
it's like the color of a ballpoint blue pen, interestingly enough.
5 dashes cranberry bitters.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Elizabeth. And if we haven't said hello to Lisa, hello to Lisa.
Ew. It's looking murkier.
It is murkier. How about
you could use orange bitters and then it would stay that indigo color.
I would. And add quite a bit of flavor.
Oh.
That's true.
I need to move Frankie.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Frank.
I need the ice.
Need the ice?
Alright. Then he can go back.
We'll go here for a while. Oh, sorry. So.
Shake with ice. ever made Creature from the Black Lagoon cocktail glasses? Because I feel like they should.
I feel like we should own them, like about a dozen, you know.
We have a number of Creature from the Black Lagoon tiki mugs, but
I assume you will need a cocktail glass.
I will.
Preferably chilled.
Yes.
Preferably one that will make this taste
preferably
73%
chilled.
better.
All right. Ooh, look at that.
Look at that color. Oh, wow. Merc.
It is pretty. Check it out.
I
And
like
then I'm
ones
going
of
to
that one.
garnish with a twist.
And
Gettysburg Man, hello.
hello.
All right.
Happy Halloween for all of you folks out there who are doing a little tiki-ween. We do have the Trader Vic glasses over there. That are Halloween glasses. I might just have to use one of those. Let's see here. Thank you.
It's really a murky margarita variation, but
Flavor profile is really nice. If you like a margarita, you'd be into this. And it's got that distinct
oh my gosh, it's just purple.
color.
Look at that.
Distinct purple color. It's just this.
I might just start making
of violet.
margaritas this way.
Not a bad way to go. I'm telling you.
No.
You know?
Oh, man.
I'm getting the violet too. That's
I'm
got
super
a
happy with it.
distinct
Oh my gosh.
sort of sharp note to it.
My hair is itching my face like
Ow.
crazy.
Don't do that.
Gonna get cut tomorrow, thank God.
Oh, yes, I know. I know that feeling. When it goes too long and it's just in your face.
Yeah.
Can't do a thing with it, fellas. So,
Yay.
everyone's favorite
Oh.
Drac. Well,
Everyone's favorite Dracula,
you know,
Peter's asking.
we're going to get a lot of votes for Bela because you know Bela actually did.
Who's amazing.
Who's amazing. Bela was a noted Hungarian actor. He actually was a really very high quality actor. He was not a B movie guy, right? And he did the play on stage originally. So then they transfer it into like, you know, a soundy motion picture, and he creates an instant classic, and that accent, there you go, you know. I do not like why, you know, that kind of stuff.
Who am I?
That's
who
the
am I
classic
thinking?
there. Christopher Lee, of course, is frequently coming up second
yeah.
because like Hammer made this whole industry out of the original Dracula, and then like 6 sequels and various and sundry, and Dracula meets Wolfman and Son of Dracula, Daughter of Dracula, all this sort of thing. My name is Alucard, you know. And who else?
Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of George Hamilton.
I was just saying to myself, you know,
Love at First Bite.
the one I remember from youth was saying "Love at First Bite" in the cinema, and it was like George Hamilton, who was hilarious, you know. And it's the Disco Dracula. You can't beat that, you know. Drac on the Dance Floor is pretty awesome. There's, of course, a not particularly obscure, but not that well remembered, I think, was the revival of the stage play in the 70s, starring Frank Langella, and that transferred to the movies too, and that was the 70s Dracula, about 1979, I think, perhaps. No disco in that one, you know. Perhaps might have inspired the creators of Love at First Bite to actually set the whole thing in Studio 54, which, again, is hilarious. So, there you go. There is... was it Bram Stoker's Dracula from early 90s? Was Coppola, I believe?
Yeah, which I like that.
Faithfully shot.
Yeah.
And then, of course, one of the classic Dracula pictures, Nosferatu, from the 20s.
Oh, Frank Langella on stage.
Yeah, Langella did the stage play. Again, it was the stage play that was the basis of the 30s picture.
Lisa's voting for Christopher Lee.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a friend who would be very happy about that.
Sir Christopher is going to get a lot of love here because, you know, he embodies the role. He did something different with it. He's not just doing a little Bela. He was doing something of his own, and he did that. Of course, he had that voice. So.
Oh, okay. Elizabeth says can't pick one. Yeah, she's voting for all of them, but going to see the Bram Stoker's Dracula in theaters tomorrow. Yeah, Gary Oldman. He's great. I remember when that movie came out.
I seem to recall that.
Because apparently we're ancient.
Coppola particularly was trying to use some very old school effects, like a lot of in-camera action and irises and things like that, to just give it this antique feel. And if you want to see a film that uses color grading, that would be a good example. There's a whole cast. There's a whole color tonality.
Eric says favorite vampire series is Forever Night.
Forever Night.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen.
Has anybody else watched The Watcher? We just finished that last night. I was like, oh yeah, that was entertaining. And then I found out it was based on a true story. I was like, okay.
Okay, that was creepy. Oh man. It's pretty creepy. I was just thinking to myself today, yeah, there's some questions I have about it, but it's an entertaining series. It draws you in and moves you along, and it keeps folding back on itself.
So of course,
worth your time.
I had to take a deep dive because, once I found out it was based on a true story, I was like, what?
What's this?
Yeah.
Saw a reference
It was.
recently to like the original investigators of the Amityville Horror, and I'm like, you mean the folks who discovered that the whole thing was made up by the guy who owned the house and his lawyer over a bottle of scotch? Because that's the deal with that.
Are you positive it was scotch?
Yes. As a matter of fact, it was Pinch. It was Old Pinch that they used. I know the brand. It was 86 proof. I know the proof. So I have the proof. Well, do you know what really happened? No, I know the proof of the whiskey.
Hi, Errol.
So there you go. Big fun. Didn't you say
glad you're here.
When you were young, when you were in grade school, didn't one of your teachers spend several weeks of reading to you from Amityville Horror?
Yes, my 6th grade teacher read the entire novel of the Amityville Horror out loud to us.
The things that you could
what would happen is we would learn things in the morning.
Let's learn things.
He only taught what he wanted. I think we had science 1, maybe 2 days that entire year. Math, not really, ever. We would, read books and do social studies and that kind of thing in the morning. And then in the afternoon, we'd come back after lunch and he would spend all afternoon reading us the Amityville Horror out loud. When I think about it now, all these years later, I just think he just wanted to read the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that was it. And then he finished that one. Then I forget what he started reading us after that, but then the school year ended. So
that was that.
Yeah.
So after that, they in 1975 they took you to a viewing of Jaws.
Bubbly! No. Oh, I'm envious.
No.
He bought Bubbly, but not supposed to open it tonight. Although who knows?
We have a reason to use it Friday. We normally do Friday.
Peter can't call it between Christopher Lee and Bela Lugosi, so not George Hamilton for you.
It's tough.
I'm kidding. I'm just giving you grief.
Does anyone remember around the same time, and this is probably again inspired by that revival of the Dracula stage play, there was a TV series called Cliffhangers that was all based on the whole 40s serial setup, and every show ended up with a cliffhanger, every episode of the cliffhanger.
I do not remember.
And it was 3 rotating series. They were all really short, really cheaply done, and one of them was a Dracula story. And if anybody remembers this, name that Dracula. So I remember, and this is the first time I was introduced to this actor's name. Interestingly,
I never saw it, so
yeah.
Whisper in my ear.
What's it called? Well, the series was Cliffhangers.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But
also of TV's The Watcher.
Also TV's The Watcher, as a matter of fact. So there we go. Everything comes right around again. Well, as long as I'm here and I got a whole beaker full of ice, let's proceed, shall we? Let's make something. Let's get into trouble, baby. In what words of mofas? I'm going to need one of these.
I almost called my second drink tonight The Watcher, and you'll see why.
I'll take the tequila, please.
And I will give it back.
Okay.
Oh, Eric says, I recently reread a book that kept me up nights freaking me out when I was younger. Shadows by John Saul. Oh, I'll have to look for it.
Interesting.
I started reading. I haven't gotten very far, but I have a hair appointment tomorrow. I started reading the book, Rosemary's Baby. So far it's pretty faithful to the movie.
Apparently, and if you read the notes up on IMDb, the reason for that is that at the time that Roman Polanski was hired under the picture, he didn't quite realize that you could take a lot of liberties when you were writing a script. So he thought, well, I got to do it. So he reads the book. He read, I think, a galley proof of this whole thing before it was even published. Bangs out a script, and he took a lot of dialogue directly from the book.
Hi, Casey. Good to see you.
Not that late. Well, you missed one drink.
Oh, Peter remembers his sister watching Cliffhangers. That's okay. Yeah. We'll catch you up. I got to refill myself anyway. So I'm having Swimming with Kay, Inspired by Creature from the Black Lagoon.
And Kay.
2 ounces Reposado tequila, a 1/4 ounce blue curacao, 1/4 ounce creme de violette, 1/2 ounce fresh lemon juice, and 5 dashes cranberry bitters. And look at that murk.
It's pretty murky.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make this. I love the color. It's a dusty purple.
It's a wonderful thing. It's quite tasty too. So we were just.
So what are you making, Paul?
I'm going to make something in a second, but I was just noting that since we have Casey. Casey, do you remember a show late '70s that was a serial style show that had one segment with vampires and called Cliffhangers? Peter here remembers seeing like his sister watching this show. I remember we did at the time. One of these shows featured Susan Anton, as a matter of fact. That was like the major thing I remember her from back in the day. So.
Oh my gosh, Lisa did a book report on Helter Skelter.
Oh, jeez, that's just true crime.
Oh my god.
I'm starting out with 2 ounces of tequila myself. Now, what the heck else am I doing anyway? We're going for. Okay. So let's go for the anchorays. Anchorays Verde.
Hi, Jen Lynn.
I wanted something green and murky, so this is a good place to start.
Oh, back when virtual reality was a thing. I don't think you could effectively make a movie of this. Okay. Harold says, in high school, our chemistry teacher told us to take turns reading our chemistry book out loud while he stepped out for about 10 minutes. Each person read 1 word. Sounded funny going around. He was just going out for a smoke.
Yeah, you don't say. I need to step outside for a moment. I'll take that green juice, please.
It's in the fridge behind.
In the fridge. Okay, so that was 2 ounces tequila, 1/2 ounce lemon juice, 1/2 ounce of the Anchorays Verde. I'm using the Verde because I want it to be green, of course. And let's actually add some. I went specifically today to get one of those green juice things. This is a house brand from our supermarket, but I'm sure you can find a green juice that will do fine.
A green juice.
As long as it's really dense, a lot of spinach and murky. That's the idea. I'm adding a whole ounce of this. Ooh, this is pretty full
you know, you
too,
can
so
also
careful, folks.
do what I have seen work really well is, sorry, just correcting
Ooh,
this.
that's murky.
You can just add fresh spinach and blend it, and
Yeah,
you get the
does
same
work.
effect, and you don't taste it. So, all right, you got.
Okay.
Oh, you need a dash of bitters.
I need a dash of Bitterman's Hellfire. So I want to get some more heat going on in there than I already have.
Gettysburg Ma'am says, I'm almost
actually.
all decorated here. I just
Hello.
need to stuff a few dummies. I'd love to see it. Send us a picture, please.
Pics, please.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm going to add a pretty healthy dash of the, this is the Coney Island.
He did go out for a smoke.
Saucery
I knew
Green Bastard hot sauce, which we've used in drinks before too.
This is going to be...
This is pretty mark. Okay, so let's see if I can get a good blorp out of that.
Wow,
There we go.
that was 2 blorps.
Couple of blorps. Yep. Sometimes you need a couple of blorps. Shake with eyes.
Oh, thank you, Gettysburg Ma'am. Yes, please post pics. I want to see them. I know, we got to figure out what we're doing.
We'll get there.
I know.
Within the past week, of course,
Can't rush these things.
we've traveled quite a bit and read a few cards. And by cards, I mean, you know, like tarot cards. Maybe the angel cards. That was an interesting experience. And, you know, we last Friday, we apparently, 2 of us and our compatriot, saw something like 150 students.
Yep.
Wow. Within about 3 hours, and just did a bunch of readings. And people were going away, like, really happy, you know, really interested.
Well, yeah.
Calling
I
is
hope
good.
so.
Calling is good. That's the whole idea. And straight into a cocktail glass, and this should be green and murky. It is. It is, and it is. Look at that. Okay, let's stop there because
Wow.
that's kind of full. And I think I will follow your lead and give myself a twist. Because that can't hurt anything.
That happens around here too, Gettysburg Ma'am. I bought some candy, but it mysteriously disappeared.
It's strange, but true.
I know. I hate it when that happens.
I had a short conversation with our dentist. We have the same dentist about Halloween candy and all that, and he was like, and I was saying, do you sort of, you know, advise your patients against that? And he's like, oh no, I'll eat all that stuff. And he says he likes to buy the stuff that he would like, and then he hopes he doesn't get too many trick-or-treaters so he can just scarf the whole bag himself.
Oh, Eric says, I love watching these scare cam prank videos. I've seen a few of those.
Ooh, okay.
That's like a...
Oh.
That... It's big on TikTok right about now.
Move that right out of the way there. Check that out. Let's see what we got.
Oh, it's good.
Very nice.
Yeah.
We were calling that the devil inside. I was thinking of a sort of a Black Lagoon thing with all this.
Eric takes all the
murk.
races.
You could also really scare people by calling this...
At least he's not one of those dentists that give out toothpaste.
Oh, yeah, seriously, here you go, and a toothbrush.
That's so passive aggressive.
If I could find like a really great deal on those like portable toothbrushes, I would give them out at Halloween. Here you go, kids. Well, you're gonna get a handful of candy too. Come on. Anyway, it's a good reminder that it's just life is not all candy. The other thing I was thinking, you could really scare people.
Stitch that on a pillow.
Really scare people by calling this Cuyahoga water, as in the river. But that's another reference. That's true crime. So
you could call it the Gowanus Canal.
Gowanus, no,
it hasn't then been cleaned up by now.
No, it's improved, but calling it Venice.
It's a super fun
Venice in Brooklyn
site.
is ridiculous. There we go. There we have it. You want to remove that, please?
Pardon me.
I am in your debt.
It's all right. I'll collect.
Yeah. Pound of flesh. Later.
I'll collect. Don't worry.
It'll be there.
All right. Much like the Halloween candy, mine is disappearing mysteriously quickly.
Strange but true. How did it happen? How could it happen?
Gettysburg Map says we avoided those homes when we were kids. The doctor's and the creepy lady on the corner.
Which queen in New Orleans?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Ow! Oh my gosh. Yeah. Someone sneaks a speaker in the room. That's hilarious.
Or like you have a voice activated kind of thing, much like big mouth Billy Bass or something. You go in the yard and it jumps out at you and you jump a foot.
This is probably viral and I'm sure everyone's seen it, but I saw one on TikTok yesterday where like basically a tree jumped down and just scared this woman half to death. Like someone dressed as a tree, of course.
Someone dressed as a tree,
Hi, Sylvia.
Which is very, what am I thinking? Very, very Wizard of Oz, as a matter of fact. The living trees. You kids. Blah, blah. Let's see here. Oh, you know what I forgot?
What?
There's always one thing, isn't there?
Bubbles.
Bubbles, Susan. Oh.
Didn't work. Oh, the neighbors who gave out popcorn balls. Oh, yeah. Our neighbor on this side, I think she only gave them people she knew, but she's like a professional baker, so she had like these beautifully wrapped, like dipped Oreos, and they were so pretty last year.
They were pretty.
Yeah,
they were
but I think those were just like for the people that she knew. People they didn't know, I'm sure, got wrapped candy.
Like candy, yeah. I know that it's a real thing. You can't just be having like homemade things necessarily because I can't examine it. I don't know what's in there.
Come inside for a visit. Yeah, that's like their
house. People get all freaked out, but
they have kids, so like they know people in the neighborhood with kids. So yeah, I was like that.
That kind of thing. But we traded off because you made these the skull cakes. So we threw some skull cakes next door and we got some Oreos in return. That was quite nice. I like trades like that.
Oh, Bushman. Oh, okay. I didn't know who that was, but that was hilarious.
Fun stuff. I take all the Reese's. Oh, yeah, seriously.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I had too
Lisa's
many of that.
drink often disappears when she leaves the room. I tell her it must have evaporated. She never believes me.
Given enough time,
oh.
evaporation is plausible. Given not enough time, it's totally ludicrous.
Oh, Sylvia, that's a great idea. Sylvia says, have you ever done one of your shows dedicated to Ed Sullivan? I love that idea.
Wow.
Oh,
well,
all right. You gave us a good idea. Thank you.
That's something to think about. Ed, of course, hosted Talk of the Town for several years until it finally
you have to know the kids.
Finally, just became the Ed Sullivan Show, and it ran from like 1948 to 1971. I think it was preceded by a radio show, so essentially it ran longer. But at the heart of it, this is an old vaudeville guy who was a really great talent spotter. He just knew what would sell. He put it on TV.
Eric, I haven't seen the Angry Snowman pranks.
Oh.
They sound hilarious.
Big fun. Great thing about Sullivan, too, is
really
that...
big shoe. Yep.
Like, he owned his... He really controlled the production. This was actually shot in New York, I believe. So it was like at Sullivan Theater and whatnot. And when they moved to videotape, like all of that was shot and preserved. It was like he kept had the rights to the tapes. A lot of other shows, if you didn't actually have the ownership on it, they would have actually gone over the tapes because you could record on tape multiple times. So the very early Johnny Carson, I'm trying to remember things simultaneously with 5 things I'm doing. The very early Carson Tonight shows are like all gone because they reuse tape every night. The Woody Woodbury show from the 60s is...
I'm going to clear some stuff. I will be right back.
Out of there, son.
And make another drink.
And there's some really classic shows that you would like to see. It's just gone. The color version of Hullabaloo is toast because the tapes got wiped. But Sullivan was just like, no, he had ownership on that. That stuff went into storage. And you look at that stuff now, you do a good transfer from what was basically a 2-inch open-reel color videotape from 1966. And there's the Rolling Stones. There's the Animals. Everything looks great. Awesome. And there's some guys spinning plates. Now, that's the thing that really gets me. That's the fun part of the fun part.
And make sure I have my stuff.
Before that, they were shooting on black and white videotape. And before that, it was all kinescopes, folks. So those got preserved because film is film, If you've got an actual physical copy, you can't go over it. So.
Oh, the Great Pumpkin. Yeah. You have to stream it. Oh.
Used to see that all the time, and I don't know what's up with the rights on that sort of thing. Charlie Brown Christmas gets a heavy airplay.
Eric was watching the Mamas and the Papas on Ed Sullivan.
Oh, excellent! No, that's a good thing. They were huge. They were just absolutely top line act at the time, and they were around for something like 2 years before they were already ready to split up. It's crazy how brief some of these things were at the time. But they also spent a lot of time producing that Monterey Pop Festival, so that was important.
Oh, yeah.
We were actually just in a store where we were looking through a whole rack of Christmas records, and what did I see? Like 3 or 4 different versions of the Charlie Brown Christmas. So,
oh yeah, and Eric saying Jefferson Airplane on Ed Sullivan.
Yeah.
Buddy Holly on Ed. Everyone was on Ed Sullivan.
Buddy Holly.
Rita Hayworth was on Ed Sullivan.
Was in fact on Ed Sullivan in 1953, I believe it was, to promote Salome, if I'm not mistaken. So.
Oh, Getty's Premium says, I was going through my tub of Halloween spooky masks, put one on, and went to get the mail, and the school bus went by.
Me.
That's hilarious. Bless you.
Yeah, pardon me. Sorry, suddenly overcome.
That's funny.
Sullivan had literally everything entertaining. People like riding horses and spinning plates, people spinning plates standing still, moment shots, any of that kind of thing would
Palopolis.
have been Palopolis.
Shields in the Arnell.
It was all fair game, and it was just the classic variety show. What have you? The night that the Beatles had their debut on the Sullivan Show, the American audiences, it was also the cast of Oliver from the West End show. Among that cast was the Artful Dodger, as played by anybody? Name that tune. And I think Stephen Eady was on that broadcast too. So they were kind of representing the cabaret side of things, the lounge side of things, and then there's the Beatles.
Hi, Bobby. The Christmas tree.
Well, interestingly enough, our Christmas tree is out. Although it's covered in orange and purple and creepy decor.
That's funny.
It's hilarious. Well, we have to break it out early because there's so much to do. There's so much to put together that we get the big one up, and it becomes it can't just sit there bare.
I need to get an earlier start on Christmas this year. I'm still going to have the Thanksgiving tree. I will still have Thanksgiving behind us, but I gotta get started on Christmas earlier.
Thanksgiving is the big one that we host.
Oh, she was a nervous wreck.
So we make a big deal about it.
Rita
I think it should be more of it.
On Ed Sullivan.
Oh, yeah. Well, Ed was this like 6'5" kind of guy, and he was a little intimidating, sort of a hooking character. He'd be pretty good in a Frankenstein mask himself, I think. But he did know.
Oh yes, your Santa costume.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Well, sheet white eyebrows.
That's really funny.
It's hilarious. You're really going to confuse the kids.
Nothing funny about the Christmas tree before Halloween. Oh no.
Yep. Gotta love that. Gold
Julie,
star to Julie.
You got it.
Davy Jones, Bango Bango. Who toured with that? I think they were going on a tour of the States at the time. But not mistaken, that's why they're around. And then, like, shortly thereafter, this was playing Broadway. So, and then eventually it was a movie and blah, blah, blah. But by that point, of course, he was not available to do the movie because he'd been hired on to a TV show.
Peter says there's a clip on YouTube featuring Bill Haley and the Comets. Oh, okay. All right.
W-O-R. W-O-R. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Bill had a great sound, you know. It had that jump blues sound.
Thanksgiving bed. Yeah, I know.
You got to take care of these things.
Especially when you've been drinking all day.
Well, essentially, yeah, we kind of do it. We start preparing, and we, you know, she does all these sides. I may actually do
pies.
The stuffing, and that's like the one side that I put together. But you're doing 10 other things, and then I'll wrangle the bird and get it in the oven. And like while I'm doing that, I think it's entirely inappropriate to not have a glass this shape in my hand. So I usually have like a Manhattan or something to start with, which is a good thing. And then maybe another. You know,
I feel like if the Macy's parade is on and you're still having Manhattans, it's like, are these good choices?
You might want to dial that.
But it's a holiday.
So. It's a holiday, so you know.
Hi, Amy. And Gettysburg Map says, what is or was everyone's favorite Halloween candy as a kid? Mine was peppermint patty.
Okay. Oh boy.
Oh, cherry mash, good. Peppermint patty's good too. I put anything chocolate.
If anybody says Abba's Abba's, we know which coast you came from.
Oh yeah, it won't be long before we're watching Clark Griswold and Cousin Eddie.
Oh, seriously?
Yep.
No time at all. Total.
Favorite candy?
Favorite Halloween candy as a child. Which may well be different from as an adult, you know, because we still buy the bags of the miniatures, which are a little more miniature than they used to be. Just saying. You've all noticed that.
Oh, gosh.
That's called inflation. Or literally, in this case, deflation.
Yeah, I would say like
as a child? I ate it all.
Candy bar. Yeah, I would have to say like Big Cherry, but actual candy that I would get in my pumpkin.
You know, as I'll put it in categories.
Anything chocolate.
I would eat any of this stuff, but I was very fond.
Clark bar, good one.
That's a vintage one right there. Clark bar, I remember that. I was very fond of bottle caps. Bottle caps were kind of like larger sweet tarts, and they were shaped like a bottle cap, and I believe they were like soda pop flavored. That was the whole shtick with those. You can still get them, not that easily. I think you have to get a store that really deals with some vintagey candy.
Oh, Gettysburg Maps already watched Christmas Vacation.
Oh yeah, seriously, you got to get ahead of these things, you know.
Oh, okay. How was that? No, I haven't seen the new the Christmas Story. Yeah, I haven't. How was it? How was it? Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, Peter says mine was probably Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I saw something today that crowned that as the best Halloween candy of all time. So
I'm thinking that like if you're going to go for the peanut butter cups, you might as well be passing out the ones that are shaped and larger and shaped like pumpkins. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
Eric says Clark Bar's once a Pittsburgh thing.
Oh, that's fun.
You know what? They were never my favorites, but one thing I just remember Butterfingers. I used to like to eat all the chocolate off of the outside. I know.
So no one could lay a finger on your Butterfinger.
Well, then I would eat the middle part, but I would eat the outside of it off first.
I remember I would sometimes get things that were pretty local, like Zagnut was kind of fun. That was also like
we never had that.
I believe that was a peanut butter candy, but that was coated in coconut.
Eric's having a Reese's Big Cup right now. Good for you.
Bing! There's a fun idea. Do I need to bring over the candy? I'm getting this whole like hunger. And
I was sort of thinking maybe.
I was actually very fond of something that you could probably still get. That you're going to have to order it from one of those candy stores that has everything now. That was made by the New England Candy Company, Necco. We always got Necco wafers.
Amy said we weren't allowed to have peanut butter candy in my house when I was a kid. Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, Stu. It wasn't the wax bottles.
I remember those.
I know. That was like...
Those are fun. Wax lips, that's another
Yeah, I
fun
mean, you're supposed to like... Oh, I think we have wax lips over there.
I think we do.
From
supposed to chew on the lips. But...
Oh, okay. And what was the one candy you dreaded as a kid? Oh,
the clear wrapper candies. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, there's something about bulk, and I understand the economy. This is very true.
Okay, Eric likes Butterfingers.
Although my mother's mother used to keep around those clear mints, which I liked a lot.
Oh, yeah, Vermont. We went to Vermont Country Store.
Yeah.
That place was fun.
Yeah, they're well stocked on vintage candy.
Necco wafers. Okay, so I assume you did not like the Necco wafers.
That's either vote for or against.
It's easy for me. I don't like black licorice, so
yeah. So
anything black licorice was just like a hell no.
Velveteen. I recall getting Neccos pretty frequently, usually the large containers of them too, so you'd have Necco around. And this was the one remaining candy that it was several flavors, right? There was mint and like lemon and all that sort of thing. This was the one remaining candy that actually had one wafer that was flavored clove. That's really unusual.
Lisa says,
but they're still around.
One Halloween, someone put a Zotz in my bag, not knowing that the center part was like eating an Alka-Seltzer. Oh, okay. Julie said I didn't like coconuts, so my mom always goes.
But of course. Right?
I wasn't a huge fan of coconut either. I like it better now.
I was actually alluding to the New England Candy Company. Necco made something called the Sky Bar.
My father would steal my Neccos and Smarties.
You pretty much have to have been coming from New England or like, Northeast, I think, because I don't think they got great market penetration out of that. Sky Bar was 4 sections, and one of them was like a chocolate cream, a marshmallow cream, caramel, and I forget the fourth. But it was fun because it was variety in your candy. And you'd have to dig around to find them these days. I believe that whoever took over Necco's brands is making them these days.
Okay, I'm making my next drink, which I'm calling the Bloodshot Eye. I started with 2 ounces of light rum, and I'm going to shake that with a ½ ounce of fresh lemon juice. And then, we'll shake first.
There it is again.
Keeps blocking the ice.
There's that man again.
All right. So I'll take another glass for a moment.
Certainly.
So, okay. You shake that with ice.
I got a big vote in there for Sky Bar and Zagnut.
Oh, yeah, we didn't have those.
I remember Clark Bar, but it was kind of rare. Like not everybody.
How did you do this?
Profit.
That.
There you go.
All right. Shake with ice.
People would not necessarily have Clark Bar. That was kind of fun. Slightly rare.
You can get rid of that. I know what I'm doing here.
Oh, I know what I'm doing now.
I know what I'm doing. Okay, but I will take a glass.
And a plenty for candy bars. That's pretty much it. All these different layers going on. Mallow bars. I was not a really huge fan at the time. Well, I would eat them.
Oh, pixie sticks. Yeah, that's anything in paper like that. Jeez.
Yeah, and of course it's just like heavy tart. Now today, of course, kids are eating something called Warheads. They're all about the sour.
I have to say that those sweet and sour gummies I got recently were really good. I was a fan of those.
As a matter of fact.
Could you give me a glass?
Thank you. And strain into a cocktail glass.
All right, I'm not done.
So she said.
I'm not done. This drink will be more than just rum and lemon juice.
More going on. Yeah. We have a hello from Janice.
Hi, Janice.
Hey. I'm glad to see you again. We're glad to see you.
Hey.
As a matter of fact.
All right. Okay, so. And that, I need this.
Vote from Doug. All free candy was good candy.
Hi, Doug.
When I was a kid.
All right, so.
Gettysburg's father would steal Neccos and Smarties. Oh! Apparently a fan.
I'm going to take a ½ ounce of blue curacao
Big thumbs down to the zero bar. What was a zero bar? You never got those.
Oh, I don't know that one.
That might be slightly later than when we were quite young. So.
And then I'm going to pour it. Well, this is pretty full though. All right, I want to pour this down the side because I want it to land in the bottom.
Yeah, very carefully. Slowly, slowly.
Well, yeah.
There we go. That's oozing in nicely.
But this isn't all. Okay.
But wait, that's not all.
Okay. All right, that worked. Okay, so you pour half an ounce of blue curacao down the side so that you have your...
Look at that special effect.
Yes, okay.
Love it.
Your eye.
Love it.
And then we need a drizzle of Campari.
It's got that aviation thing going on. Neckos don't deserve the hate they get. You know, we got big thumbs down on Neckos and a thumbs up on Neckos. I remember as a child, of course, if you grew up in a church that would actually deliver the body of Christ, the people were like using these things as kids.
Necco wafers?
Necco wafers. You know, they were playing that sort of thing is what I'm trying to say. Kind of funny.
Okay.
Pop Rocks. Oh, I remember those came in.
I love Pop
when
Rocks.
we were young, they came in.
All right.
Speaking of carbonated candy.
Okay, and then I'm going to carefully drizzle my Campari through my drink
Make
because
some red streaks.
we want it to look like a bloodshot eye. Oh, that's kind of working.
It is working well. I see that. Another thumbs down for coconut. $100,000 bar. I remember those. Yeah. And I remember
Drizzled Campari.
a hilarious episode as a child being at scout camp, and you went. They had a trading post. They called it. Yeah. Well, you would trade your currency for things. And I remember going up to the front. They would sell candy, so the kids were always on that. And the kid goes up there and says,
really full.
"I'd like $200,000 bars." And the guy says, "All right, that'll be $200,000."
All right, so
Oh, I got two
look
legs.
at that. Okay,
This thing is like a Pouce Cafe.
But I'm not done.
But wait, there's more.
I hope there's room for my eyeball garnish. Ah.
Oh.
Okay, you have to lay it across. I thought that would happen.
Might want to hold on
All
to
right.
that.
Lay it
Carefully.
across
Lean.
your drink.
There you go. Oh, another vote for bottle caps. That's a good thing. As I recall.
It's actually, for being in like different layers, it's pretty well balanced.
Sky Bar is being made. Thank you, Amy. Sudbury, Massachusetts.
Oh yeah.
Zero from the 1920s. Why? How did I miss the zero bar? Jeez.
I know we didn't have zero bar either.
It might have been a regional thing. It's just like we would have been all over that kind
Just
of
add Pop Rocks to wine and presto, bubbles.
fizzy wine.
In a pinch.
Well, Mary Jane's, talk about your 20s candy or probably
yeah.
1890s candy that's just full of molasses and nuts.
Oh, 100,000. I haven't had a $100,000 bar like probably since I was a kid.
Yeah,
but
you know.
yeah.
Well, you spent all your money on it, and then you were broke for
Hi,
20 years.
Hugo. Oh, wax bottles. Yep.
Wax bottles.
Hi,
Yep.
John, man. Good to see you. She doesn't know it's live. If you get this, give her a... Hi, Connie and John.
Hello, John. Hello,
Good
John.
to see you.
You see? Now you know. So now you know.
Thanks for joining us. I'm drinking
you
the
so much for joining us.
Bloodshot Eye.
It is kind of awesome.
Ooh, it's staying on there. Check that out.
That is staying on there.
Oh.
Kind of a little, maybe it's perhaps slightly glued. Well, I'm going to hold this right like this and be careful it's so full. You can see there's 3 layers going on there. That's really good special effects. Very careful. Very careful.
So proud of myself.
The funny thing is, I'm getting this sort of cotton candy smell because of the eyeball.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pop that down very carefully.
Oh, I'm
A little full, a lot of sap.
excited to eat the eyeball.
Big fun.
I've been all about the gummies lately.
Gummies are fun. So,
All right. So what are you making next, do you know?
I got a good name, which I'll type, and then we'll go from there.
Oh,
Tea-berry.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
Tea-berry gum. Oh, my gosh. See,
Adams-
that's the kind of thing he would buy now.
Yeah, the Adams gum,
I can
Adams
write it down.
confectionery. Here we go. Well, if I could dictate to you, we'll do the rest of it.
Oh, did I inspire you?
I had the idea before, but I think we're doing some similar kinds of ideas.
Are we going to have a tasting, by the way?
Oh, yes. That's exactly what I should be using right here, right now. Yeah, there we go. Shall we?
St. Elder Blood Orange Liqueur.
I don't think we've had this before, so if anybody out there remembers that we have had this, let us know. But I think this is new to us.
Candy that was supposed to turn into gum. It turned into something like snot. Oh, no. He spit it out of the window on the cab of the tractor. What? Oh, thank you.
Fuck it off the window.
Oh my God. Spitting on himself. That's kind of hilarious.
Well, the thing's turned into snot.
John says my mom is bewildered.
Well, there's something new every day.
Ooh, how about some set on fire drinks? We could
probably make this
that.
Everything happen.
I am.
I'm process.
I know the cheap and easy way to do that.
As a kid, I remember you could go to these stores that dealt with like very traditional New England products and buy something called Maine spruce gum. And Maine spruce gum was in a little cardboard container, and it rattled because there was one hunk in there of spruce sap that had been like, they boiled it down to remove all the twigs and things, and like give you a chunk of it, and the chunk looked exactly like what you would use on your violin bow, because that's what it was. It was a hunk of rosin. And apparently the Native Americans used to chew this and as chewing gum. Well, if you tried this, you'd put it in your mouth, chew it, it would immediately shatter, and then you'd have to just chew furiously to get these bits to constitute, and then it was extremely rubbery.
They didn't do that in California.
It tasted like a Christmas tree.
Casey says that Mary Jane's, like Jolly Ranchers, aren't worth the effort. But Lisa likes Mary Jane's. Okay.
Well, if you like Mary Jane's, of course, one of the regional...
Hugo loved the wax lips.
Regional items that was off the market for a second, came back with a different name, and then somebody else bought it back with its original name, something that I happen to enjoy. Almost identical product, the Goldenberg's peanut chews. That's a real, like, Lower East Side candy kind of thing.
I was going to say, that's another thing we didn't have.
All that is molasses, nuts coated in chocolate. It's just these tiny little things. They're very chewy. But I think the molasses and nuts works well. Something called Squirrel Nut Zippers. I'm trying to remember.
I know the band.
Who makes those. The band, they get the band named after these things. It is molasses and nuts and a little wax paper coated, much like Mary Jane's. It's funny. I think Mary Jane's actually have
the band.
Honey to them too, which makes them kind of like a bit of honey, as a matter of fact. But these candies, which are basically just a bunch of like unrefined sugar and nuts, there's a whole ton of them. All the traditional candies are like that.
I can't believe no one has mentioned Tootsie Pops.
Well, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
Hello. 3.
Oh, okay, true. So St. Elder is quite good. I rather like that, and I think I will use that. Got this today. Didn't think we had it. Thought it would be fun to play with.
Getting from man, we've done that.
Blood orange. So
says the only effort I put into Jolly Ranchers was dropping them into our vodka bottles and letting them marinate. We've done that.
We have actually taken...
Oh, Mikhail, hello, Bobby's wife.
We actually took a bottle at one point, filled it like halfway up or as many as we could with lemon heads, and then threw in some vodka and let it like infuse. I think it was actually a jar so we get lemon heads out. And once we strained it out and tried it, it was actually pretty good because lemon heads have a lot of lemon oil in them. So it was pretty decent flavor.
Peter's saying
really leached off the flavor.
Molasses and nuts and chocolate coating would be something I could appreciate now. Yeah, I feel like I was about to say, I feel like your tastes get more refined as an adult, but at the same time, I'm the one who's been eating the sweet and sour gummies all week, so I don't know.
I don't know, maybe not.
Oh, the zippers are good, John says.
Zippers are good, aren't they?
I never had them.
There's one that I had never heard of that we found at Vermont Country Store called Walnuttos.
Oh yeah.
Awful lot like Squirrel Nut Zippers.
Okay.
Except it's a little square. It's not exactly the size of a chunky chocolate candy. There is no chocolate in it. It's just molasses. It's molasses and nuts. And what nuts? Walnuts. What else? So I forget who makes those, but they're still being made.
It's 3.
Crunch. A 3. A 3. You know. There you go, Mr. Owl. You know.
I saw that commercial recently on something.
Yes, there was some channel we were watching that was playing it.
Yeah.
The vintage commercial. The vintage animation. Let's mix up. Let's get in trouble, baby.
All right.
There we go. Oh. This will do.
I feel like we could use the wax lips for a garnish for something, actually.
They would just sit there because, of course, they're entirely waterproof.
You can float them on top of your
Floating lips on my drink.
Floating lips is a good drink name.
Now, wait a minute. I don't need to do this. Yeah, because I was going to build a glass. Yep. We could do that.
Well,
I do need the ice. I will take one of those DOFs over there. The Halloween.
Okay. Pardon me for just one moment.
I'll ice this sucker up for the fine folks watching. I hope I get the same effect. It worked really well as a clear drink as a straight up kind of thing. I will also use the clear rum. I was thinking about using gin, but I think I'll go with the rum.
That's actually Don Q placed into an old crystal head skull.
Not actually crystal head.
If you're wondering, like,
Not
where
vodka.
do you get rum in a skull? You don't. But...
You don't really. I'm going to rinse this out because...
Oh, okay, wait. Oh, yeah, the wise old owl knew it took 3. Yep, exactly, Lisa. Amy says there used to be a factory for the squirrel nut zippers in Cambridge. I actually went to a record release party. Oh my gosh! For the band at the factory a billion years ago, and they handed out bags of candy to the attendees. I love it. The factory had mint green walls. Ooh, I love it.
Well, there used to be a huge amount of manufacturing around Boston, much as with New York City, in the periphery. If you would drive, like, I think 128 through Boston, you would pass the Brock's factory. They were still making the candy the way they always had.
Gettysburg Ma'am says, my kiddo was dressing up as a Hershey's Kiss for her college party. I told her, don't you dare show up without a bag of Hershey's Kisses.
Hello?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And they had, if it's a Halloween party, they had better be wrapped in orange and purple and black, that kind of stuff. Yeah, you can do that.
Well, no, I mean, if she's going to be a silver kiss.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's a silver.
Yeah.
2 ounces worth of the clear rum, please.
Oh. Oh, okay, so Elizabeth's saying the wax soda pop bottles were so good because you got that squirt, yeah, as you bit into the waxy stuff. Exactly. It was curious. It was a curious experience. Lisa says, I had a set of plastic vampire teeth as a kid, and I was a brat then, and I would bite people.
Ow!
What are you supposed to do with the teeth?
hard
Oh, no, if you're not going to bite people, you know.
Oh, might as well.
Now
right?
they have, like, I discovered this, I think last year when I was buying fangs for... What were we buying fangs for? It was for Ellen Waits, our short film. So not even a year ago, like just a few months ago. I was looking for a set of fangs, and I went searching online, and oh my god, fangs are advanced now. Like, people get them, like, fitted to their teeth, and, like, it's just a whole thing.
Well, there's people who play vampire for real, and they, like, sure, fangs going on.
Lisa was a brat then, sometimes she still is.
Nah.
Aren't we all? Aren't we
Pretty
all?
good so far. Can you retrieve me the maraschino?
I can.
Yeah.
Did we write down everything you're doing?
We have not yet.
Oh, okay, don't forget.
I'm not forgetting.
Okay. Alright, so what have we done so far?
So far, 2 ounces of the clear rum.
Yeah. Okay. What else?
Half ounce of the blood orange liquor, St. Elder. There are other blood orange liqueurs out there, believe it or not. But yeah, they make one out of it. Half ounce of lemon juice.
Okay. Am I caught up?
You are caught up. I'm making it a 1/3 of an ounce of the maraschino. I'm going to swirl that.
1/3 of an ounce.
To combine, I'm going to try this to see if my flavor profile is going in a good place.
Okay. Ah.
Okay, and I will take the cranberry bitters.
They were right here.
They were right here.
There they are.
They were. There.
They're still right here.
They're still right here.
Okay.
And I'm going to give several dashes of cranberry bitters, and I'm going to dash them into the glass, much as you did with that.
Okay. Ooh, that looks bloody. Ah.
There was someone calling this, "No, mother, blood!" It's good when you first dash it in because it's sort of oozing around. It's starting to mix in.
Let's see. Can you see it?
Let's see if we can see what's going on there.
Oh, yeah, it looks... I mean, mostly it looks red. From it looks more separated in person.
Yeah. It's doing this last too. So there we go. No, mother.
Mikhail says, I love the wax lips because my mom would gag. I was that kid. Oh, Gettysburg Ma'am says I gave out candy button strips one year. First kid at my door looks at me and says, what am I supposed to do with these? Oh, no.
Kid,
oh, no.
Kid is sugar on paper. You know what you do with it? You'll figure it out.
Oh my gosh, Hugo says in Everett, my grandmother used to live across from the Teddy Bear Peanut Butter Factory.
Oh, wow.
I just love that there was something called the Teddy Bear Peanut Butter Factory.
I believe Teddy Bear peanut butter is still being made. Not so sure it's being made in Everett.
Rats must stick together.
But, you know.
Hilarious.
Too true, too true.
Okay, so, what do we do? Okay. Dashing with the bitters.
Okay. Will be time for that before long. Oh my. Here we are about to burn up October.
Don't say that.
No, mother, blood. You haven't tried.
I will try.
You will try.
Okay. This document is not my friend.
Give me grief.
It is giving me grief.
You know the things you have to try.
Okay. Do you want a straw?
I'm good with, but if you were to have this, you would like a straw. You certainly could.
Ooh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. This could benefit from a little soda too. Let me see if I have some right here.
I like it the way it is.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I do not have any right here. I'll be right back.
You just gonna use club soda?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, okay, wait. Oh, any cocktails with pimento liqueur tonight? Do we have pimento liqueur?
We do.
Oh.
Yeah. We're not quite at the season where I'd use pimento.
Yeah, I would
but
say
we're awfully
like
close.
Check us next week because I feel like we're getting into pimento liqueur
We're
season.
verging right on that, and when we start talking about grogs, that's where pimento
Okay,
comes
I'm gonna
in.
add club soda
So,
to your...
yeah. Here we go.
Top with a splash of club soda.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. It was meant as a large drink, not necessarily fill with club soda. I think that would dilute things, but a good splash takes the edge off a little bit and balances it out. I like it. So, no, mother, blood! Of course, you recognize the reference. So.
Oh my gosh, the Teddy Bear Peanut Butter Factory is still in Everett and is right by a bunch of distilleries and breweries.
What else, you know?
Well, I guess we just need a trip to good old Everett.
Good old Everett to check these things out. I tell you, if NECA was still there, I'd be definitely taking a road trip
Wolfgang
to
Candy.
these things.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Gettysburg Ma'am says, I remember the fundraiser Wolfgang Candy Peanut Butter Teddy Bear Candies. Oh my gosh. How did I not know about something called peanut butter Teddy Bear Peanut Butter?
So.
People playing vampire. Oh no. Oh, Renaissance fairs.
Ren fairs. Good old Ren Fest.
Yeah.
Well, you recall some friends that you knew high school era doing the Renaissance fair kind of circuit, and there was an aesthetic there. And the aesthetic was if they had it,
there was anesthetic.
They would have used it. Anesthetic at the time would have been beer. You know, if they'd had it, they would have used it. So that's how they justified eating Doritos.
Peanut butter and booze road trip. I'm here for it, John.
There you go.
I'm here for that.
Does this need to involve screwball whiskey?
I'm available.
Hilarious, though. That's awesome.
There'll be a second line parade in honor of Anne Rice in New Orleans on Sunday. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Wow.
There'll be a few Ren vampires. Yeah.
You don't say. You don't say.
Shots coming.
Wow. Yeah, I would.
We have a friend in New Orleans who does the Mardi Gras every year. Like she's super involved. So
she's hardcore.
I wonder if she'll be there.
She was talking. I had a brief text conversation with her earlier this year, when I saw something about, moving into Mardi Gras season, moving into Lent, and I had to take a picture and send it to her. And she was at a joint that day, and she had a 750 of some good rum in her bag. And she just kept asking she just kept ordering Cokes from the place, and she was just doing rum Coke all day long. I was like, how can I join this party? Sounds like fun.
Yeah, well, you had made distilleries and breweries, right?
Yep.
Okay. I left the eyeballs in the other room.
Whoops.
Now another eyeball.
You want another eyeball?
I ate my eyeball garnish.
I ate my eyeball.
And now I want another one.
Where is the eyeballs? I can get the eyeballs,
I'll get them.
Okay.
Take too much trouble to explain.
All right. Well, if you know where they are,
I know exactly
that's the end of
where
that,
they
and
are.
the way
I'll
we
be
go.
back.
Mardi Gras, of course, is a big dress-up occasion. Halloween is a big dress-up occasion. Christmas is not really a dress-up occasion unless you dress up as the big guy, as the man with the bag, of course. One of our correspondents is dressing as the man with the bag right now. So that's even more awesome. Gotta love that. And now, of course, there are people for whom Halloween is much bigger than Christmas. It's this major thing. And that seems to have developed over the time that we've been around. When we were younger, it seemed to be a big kid thing. But then adult parties come in, and then suddenly you've got like a lot of beer companies sponsoring these things, or having advertisements for like, use this type of beer at your Halloween party. So it's a real thing.
I stabbed me another eyeball.
She likes those eyeballs.
Oh, Bobby says, can't find Chuckles to save your... Marty, there's an eyeball in my martini.
Pardon me.
Cheers.
There's an eyeball in my martini.
Aww. Oh my God.
They, of course, have those eyeball molds where you can make the ice eyeball, things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Put things in it so you got stuff floating. I used to have an eyeball at work that was one of those plastic eyeballs with fluid in it, and there was an iris, and it would kind of float around. And I remember the son of one of the gals in the department
hold the candy whiskey.
asked me one day, whose eyeball is that? Because it was in this old plastic case. And I just thought about it for half a second and said, Valdemar. So
wait,
forever afterwards, like he would ask about Valdemar's eyeball, And of course, I'm taking that from a little Poe.
Wait, I missed the whole first part of this.
Oh, I'm talking about that. I had an eyeball on my desk. It's probably still upstairs.
Oh, that was a kid, right?
Yeah, it was a
kid.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like, son of one of my coworkers. And he was all about 10 at the time. He was fascinated with Valdemar's eyeball.
Errol says, Ren fairs are fun, though. Like Cable Guy or Matthew Broderick asked for a fork. There were no forks, but there was Pepsi.
But
that's like the SCA. And if you don't know what the SCA is, Google it.
Well, I was referring to your compatriots in the SCA who would eat Doritos because, of course, if they had had it,
if they would have had them,
they would have used them. Of course, they put them in a wooden bowl because...
Errol says, my company has an ugly sweater competition. I've never been invited to an ugly sweater party, and I have to tell you, I'm pretty put out by that.
You think that we could compete in this?
I would love to go to an ugly sweater party. Oh, you can make eyeballs out of lychee fruit. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Absolutely.
Okay, wait.
Perfect.
Mikhail says, I work as a paralegal at a mid-sized law firm.
Interesting, but true.
All right, he works as a paralegal. One attorney I worked for bought me a bottle of Screwball peanut butter whiskey and said she wouldn't tell the partners if I kept it on my desk.
When we worked for a tech company,
yes,
after one party, noticed that
there was
a bottle of 100 proof vodka left over that was primarily full. And I thought, no one's going to claim this? Yoink. So that lived at my desk. Pre-Madman, I kept a bottle of vodka at my desk. The locked up closet in my desk, or a locked up drawer at my desk, as a matter of fact. So that would get busted out at parties. And I remember at one party asking one of the guys who was in sales, who was actually of a certain age and dressed very well, very distinguished fellow. It's like, would you like a vodka martini? He says, I'd love a vodka martini. So I made him one. And he was very happy, But that was the thing at the time. That was when martinis were really coming back into favor as the sort of thing that people would do. Now, we started drinking them, and we still drink them. And, we make them.
We could drink them again, because you bought gin.
Because I bought gin,
I'm going to stir this up now.
At the time, a vodka martini was perfectly fine with me. Today, I'm more fond of a gin martini. You can have them whichever way you like. If you don't really like them with that much vermouth, that's your preference. I think that if it's all vodka or all gin, it's just 2 ounces of cold booze. And I think you probably want to put something in there to make it a cocktail. And bitters would definitely help. Orange bitters. She doesn't like the orange bitters. But I do the rest.
I like orange bitters, not in a martini.
Not in a martini. They work very well.
I don't want any bitters in my martini. I want gin and a very small amount of vermouth.
There you go.
That's what I want in my martini.
The simple fact is, drink your martini whichever way you like it. And if the way you like it is, I don't drink martinis, that's okay too. But
now that I've stirred this up, I want a little more booze.
a little more booze. Now it tastes.
What happened to? Oh, there it is.
That's it.
Where'd it go?
Right.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, it's around. They're like actual eyeballs.
Just a little for real eyeballs.
But since that time, the only liquor I've seen at work, well, besides the occasional bottle that's been at my desk still, I don't have a bottle there currently. Although I do have something to mix with, because when this one comes to town and it's warm, that I meet her after work at Bryant Park, and we have 2 containers of coffee, air quotes, it's an air quotes coffee.
Now that it's getting chilly, we'll have to find an indoor space to have our coffee.
Or maybe I make hot drinks. Who knows? But yes,
Oh, toddies.
I've got a lemon squeezer there. One of those things that, well, actually,
Booze
it's
and
like a lemon
brews.
reamer kind of thing. Fits on top of the glass. And I have an actual shaker, so that I can take care of things. I don't keep any liquor there though. I'll only buy it when we need it. But I also.
I don't know. I found a great liquor store in Midtown Manhattan. If anyone needs to know, just hit me up.
Yeah. My line about IPAs.
You're bitter enough. Oh wait, that's my line for
Talk to Jeff
IPA
about
bitters.
Booze and
IPA beers.
brews.
Oh, Bobby says
Fashions in my times.
brandy old fashions
Yeah.
and Mai Tais. Okay.
My mother would know her way around a bottle of brandy, although she was very fond of sherry. A very, very low octane fortified one.
That.
So she could have a glass or so in the evening, and that would just help you get to sleep. Done deal. Not a lot. She was not a drinker, per se, but there was always bottles of liquor around the house for parties. And when we were younger, she did actually catch on to the fad for whiskey sours.
Oh.
So
Winches on cell phones at the rent fair. Who's crazy?
hilarious. Always hilarious.
Oh, the SCA. Okay. Errol has a friend in the SCA. That was like, yeah, like right after I graduated from high school. All my friends were in the SCA.
It's fun stuff. It's like if you don't do Dungeons
I don't know.
and Dragons
They're
at the time,
really into it. I'm just
then
saying.
maybe you just go for the Renaissance stuff. But the thing that struck me about seeing a Renaissance fair in person was this is all medieval. There wasn't anything Renaissance about it.
It's medieval.
Nothing Renaissance about it. It was all jousting, you know. And
At least you said medieval and not medieval.
medieval, you know.
Medieval.
Don't get fooled by that diphthong, folks. That's just an A and an A. So
Sorry.
remnant of Old English where there was a
Sorry.
letter that we don't use anymore.
Not my second drink.
Yeah. It's only my second drink. It's all about the fun stuff, folks.
Oh, cream sherry. Oh, we
Yeah.
were given a bottle of cream
Exactly.
sherry. Although oh wait. Hold on. Oh, we're missing comments. Mikhail says, vodka doesn't smell according to rumors of my youth. But I'm with you on the gin. Yeah. I do have an emergency beer in my office fridge. Ah! I love it. I love it.
Well, that's very Mad Men, of course. You know,
Yeah, and he
your
means
legal
grandfather-
department at lunch is
He means
four
my father drank
martinis.
cream sherry. We were gifted a bottle of cream sherry. I've been thinking about, I haven't even shared this with you, some of the bottles we've been gifted in recent years. I think were gifted by people who just were given them and didn't want them. I don't think it was like, I thought of you, here, a bottle of cream sherry. I thought it was like, I don't want this, and they were re-gifts.
Oh, sometimes that happens. Seen it.
And we're like the Mikey of booze. You know, like on the live cereal. Let's get Mikey.
Give it to him.
Yeah,
You know?
let's get Kelly and Paul.
Give it
Oh,
to him
they'll
and-
take anything.
Give it to him and her. They'll take it all. Well, some of these bottles, you know, over the past several years, about 10 years or so, I recall rooting through the old bottles we had potentially since we lived in Queens, and some of those were ready to go. I think we had a bottle of pumpkin smash that definitely had to go down
Okay,
the
beer
drain.
in the fridge seems to be pretty Pretty common. Okay. Eric says, went to a car cruise once and thought a cell phone in a classic car was sacrilegious. I tend to agree with you. You know, you can have your phone, but I would keep it on your person and maybe not, like...
Sitting there on the dash.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a phone in the
take you
car,
right out of it.
And the car's from the 1960s, don't you think that should be in the glove box?
Hi, Bonnie.
And it should be on a wire. It would be a car phone. And to make a call, you would pick up the phone and say, operator 5. And then you would give the number, and the operator would connect you. The classic car phone.
Bonnie,
you see this on 60s TV shows.
Bonnie says, cream sherry is good on a spiked cake.
Oh.
I think that's news we can all use. Thank you. That sounds really good, actually.
People think spiced rum.
That sounds good.
Sure, but then it just like regular dark rum
Bobby won't watch Mad Men.
Yes,
oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, Mad Men was... I do love Mad Men, and I have to say that, like... I remember explaining it to someone one time and saying, like, the characters will break your heart. Don't get too attached to any character because they will break your heart. Yeah. But I just love the show. I did.
The attention to detail in the show was pretty astonishing.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that in person because we actually saw the exhibit at the Museum of Moving Image when the show had completed its run. It's going back to about 2015, I believe. And you took a look at the desk, somebody's desk, and what was on that desk, and it was like vintage tape dispenser, vintage box of Scotch tape.
Yeah, but
staple puller, everything was just like.
But I remember Don Draper's desk. He had like a little thing of business cards, and they were Don Draper business cards. Cards.
There was the evolution of Don Draper business cards through the different names of the firm. So.
Hi, Arcade.
Pretty cool. Pretty well done.
Good to see you. We're doing great. How are you doing?
Hey. Excellent.
Got an Aunt Bethany gift. Oh, yeah.
There you go.
You know, there was a year when, it's a long story, we don't need to tell it, it's boring, but I ended up with a box from a family member that we had no idea what was in it. And so at Christmas, I just decided, like, let's just open it and see. And it was very strange, but it made me think that, like, every year we should just open some weird box at Christmas. See what's in it.
Fun stuff. Who knows what evil lurks?
Yeah, like a Jell-O mold with cat food on it. Cat food decor.
Yep. Slime.
Oh, Lisa bought the Mad Men series.
Oh, yeah.
We should do that.
It's probably a good idea.
We should do that.
Haven't really seen them in a long time.
Oh, I'm also supposed to say hi from a mutual friend, Boney Betty. Well, hello.
Hello, indeed.
Hello.
Hey, Boney.
All right.
Very cool. I'm trying to think if we have
Arcade is good.
normally gotten Aunt Bethany gifts. No, I don't think it's that typical. You know, people are actually usually aiming it a little more carefully.
No, people are usually great. We've gotten a few that I'm like, that's a re-gift. That is a full-on re-gift. But no problem. We re-gifted it on someone who would like it. So it all worked out.
As long as you get the item to somebody who will really appreciate, then away you go. As a matter of fact, I was just alluding recently to the fact that we were looking through a big stack of Christmas records, and what did I see? Like 4 or 5 different versions, editions of the Charlie Brown Christmas score, Vince Guaraldi and Trio. And I tell you, the number of times that's been issued is kind of crazy. Some of them are pretty expensive, but they're very deluxe pressings and all that. We got one that I picked up, I think, for $1 a long time ago. Great shape. Play it every year, of course.
Oh, okay. Eric hasn't finished Mad Men.
Oh, okay. Not going to tell you how it goes.
Nope. I do love the end, though.
But in that store, which was really well stocked.
She wrapped up her damn cat.
Store that we're in, fantastically well stocked. Great staff.
Hi, Josh.
Good attention to detail. Great prices. Found 3 gifts. So, hey, isn't that great? We didn't give you gifts.
Yes. We were record shopping last weekend and found 3 Christmas gifts. So.
Yep.
It's not wasting time. It's Christmas shopping.
Spend some time, spend a few dollars, but, you know,
per capita price was very reasonable.
It's fun. We got some new faces tonight. I'm excited to see you all.
Very good to see you.
I gotta open that bottle of bubbles. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I don't know. But the thing is, one thing about the records is that some of them really needed cleaning, and it's really like it's inspired me.
Happy Halloween.
To break out the record cleaner. So I've been doing that recently. So that's pretty happy.
Yeah. I love it. She wrapped up her damn cat.
You know. That cat had 9 lives. We just spent them all.
Oh, jeez.
So, we're not talking about...
I know, we've moved on to Christmas already.
Moved on to Christmas story. Feline aside.
We skipped Thanksgiving entirely.
And boom. But...
Oh, Lisa.
Yeah, you know, characters within the show do actually do that. And Draper himself never really gets over that. Although he starts to think a little differently, which is very positive.
All right, for the people on Facebook who can't see this, Errol says, Lisa received an Aunt Bethany gift years back. It's a sign that says, smartest thing a man has ever said. Yes, dear. She won't read Bethany it. I look at it every morning. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, Lisa. It felt like by the time I finished Mad Men series, I thought I would have to go to AA.
Go to detox.
You know, I read another book. Okay, well, I could just... Oh! It's all Jan. Hello. Good to see you. Okay.
We're seeing some very new faces.
Yeah, okay. Yes. Oh, love Mad Men. Yes, of course. I remember reading a book by the guy who wrote Anti-Mame. And he was talking about working in New York during that period. And he was saying that people would have like 3 martinis before lunch. And then at lunch, they would have a bunch more booze. And then they'd come back to the office and have a lot more booze. And by the time they left at 4 or 5, they were just plastered. And then off to their evening plans, which included getting more plastered. So...
Oh, we're seeing a show. Let's actually.
Anytime anyone thinks it's like, oh, this is so bad. I had 2 drinks. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Let's think about it. Your grandmother drank better than you do.
Oh, yeah. Getty's Man moved on to Christmas about a month ago. Oh, the re-gift that keeps on giving. The first gifting was at Bobby's bachelor party and has gotten grosser since. Oh, jeez. Oh, we have... Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Bless.
Oh, boy.
I thought about a good gift, and then I thought maybe I shouldn't say anything. Anyway.
Okay. That's quite all right. You can tell me later. So.
I'm working.
Oh, yeah? What can we do for you? We have cider in there. Do you want to break that up? Oh, some bubbles?
Pouting.
So pouty about.
I know.
I'll get it for you. We need more anyway.
That lip fungus ain't identified yet.
You may want to pass on that there, Art.
Alright.
Good old cousin Eddie.
We'll have cider.
I don't think I've got a can here. And I'm correct.
I don't want cider. I want bubbles.
Cider is bubbles.
No, you know, the good bubbles. It's in that other fridge.
Yes, it is.
No, not that fridge.
Sure it's not there?
Yeah.
I was pretty sure it's there.
It's not. He's going to bring me an old man beer because that's all that's in that fridge. But by all means, comb through it. It's in the other fridge. I want the bubbles. Good night, Peter. It's in the other fridge.
Pretty sure there were 2 cans, but I guess we took care of one of those.
Nope, there's 1 can. Oh. Oh yeah. I think most of us were born after all that fun, but yeah, apparently it was true and then some. The Mad Men thing. Yeah. So, I think it depended on where you live, though. I think even like maybe if you were in the Midwest, it wasn't like that, but in New York, yeah, apparently.
Sure it was. Why don't we tell the folks about some of the records we picked up? You enjoy this one here.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
All right.
see?
Oh, but I got to answer some questions. All right. Any classic Halloween cocktail and/or hors d'oeuvres recipes? Yes. Okay, we could always make a corpse reviver, a zombie. Those are 2 classics right there. Shrunken skull. I feel like a lot of the classics are tiki drinks. But yeah, those are 3 right there. Okay, so he brought me. Okay, this is from our record shopping on Saturday. The Fair Traders. By Hugo Cole. Look carefully. Or not even carefully. It's a bunch of children drinking. They have a brandy keg. And they're all toasting. I don't think we've actually listened to this yet, have we? I had to have it for the cover because it's a bunch of brandy drinking children. Because what's not to like about that? Alright, hors d'oeuvres. Well, olives make really great eyeballs. So you could do like little puff, like, I want to say puff balls. That's
Puff pastry?
Yeah, like puff pastry with an olive in the middle. It just looks like eyeballs. That's easy. Oh, and if you have little sword picks, you could spear the eyeballs.
Spear the eyeballs.
Just saying.
Glory!
And
There
if
you
you
go.
do like any kind of creamy dip and you drizzle anything like red wine in it, it looks like blood. Just saying.
Big fun.
Alright, I'm having a cider. He wouldn't open the bubbles.
Bubbles are for Friday. So,
Anyway, I'm gonna get some bitters
So
in my...
anyway.
What happened to bitters?
there's new bubbles.
Here they
You
are.
got them right there.
Alright,
Well, you
bitters
can
in my-
still make it bloody, as we're noting.
alright. It does look bloody. Oh, look at that. I'm just looking on the... Yeah, it does look bloody.
If you were to take a look into your average, like, pamphlet from McCall's back in the day, or one of their seasonal books, you'd probably find a whole bunch of stuff dedicated to Halloween. Lots of pumpkin cakes and stuff like that.
Mmm.
That's big fun.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, Ellen Waits. Oh, all right. What's new with Ellen Waits? Okay. So, we added music. You added music, right?
I added the music in because our correspondent Dano, whom we contracted with for music, delivered a couple of tunes.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some great stuff to work with, and I said, I'm putting it in. I just want to see how this works with the flow. It's in the first part of the film, and I thought it was working swell. It just looked really great with the sequence. And actually, we have large sequences that were shot without sound, so I needed something to cover that, and that's why we got the music done.
I got it. Hold on. I'm just going to need to interject. Okay.
Please, yeah.
Mikhail says, Old Man Beer is truly the nostalgic drink. Love me a Pabst Blue Ribbon. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In the Midwest, it was your uncle at Christmas time sitting in a recliner in a suit with hot pants.
Sitting in the skivvies. Here's the thing.
Oh, what's happening on Friday? Oh, well, for
I don't know
us,
yet.
I'm not sure yet. So
We'll see what's what, but we may have another show. We'll see what goes on. So that's why we always
oh
have a
yeah,
bubble
the strap breaking on the jack-o'-lanterns. Yep, the Halloween struggle.
Yeah. That's
Cocktail weenie wrapped up in crescent dough strips to look like mummies. Yes. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And you can do that with like vegetarian dogs too.
You certainly could.
Bunch of spooky Bloody Mary drinks. Yes, like ghost peppers. Totally love it. So many good ideas. You could do like the dip with the blood, and you could do the olives, and you could do the pigs and blankets. So many good ideas, and easy.
Should be doable, you know? Should be something you don't have to spend 5 hours putting together.
We're waiting
These
to
are
find
supposed to be
out
pretty
about
simple.
Friday.
We'll see what happens. When it does,
Possibly
we'll let you know.
nothing.
It could be okay.
Oh, okay. Lisa
Pabst?
says we had a Pabst the other day. Love Old Man Beer. Yeah, we still have. I think we still have at least one more Utica Club from last week.
I think we got probably about another 6 more, as a matter of fact.
Really, I feel like I filled up.
Gone through a few, but you know, there's
I feel like I filled up the case.
4 to 6. I can't remember. We've had a few of them because we were in fact right next to Utica. In fact, we were performing Utica, so we definitely had to take advantage. And you just go to the supermarket. I think it was Hannaford, and
They had it right there on the shelf, and I was like, grab
Uncle
12
Larry,
pack, please.
he at least covered up his lap with a Grateful Dead pin.
Ah! But yeah, Utica is there's a classic New York old man beer there for you, and they were featuring it, and I think it's great stuff when it's very hot and the beer is very cold. So,
it's all Jane says, I need a good cocktail to watch the Phillies play the World Series on Friday.
Well, you know, a classic Pennsylvania liquor, of course, is rye. I think that the origins of the whiskey rebellion back in the day were Pennsylvania rye. Used to make it like mad.
Night, John.
Most of that. Hey, good night. We'll see you. We will see you. We'll see you, but definitely before then. As a matter of fact, 1 year ago we saw you. We were actually seeing a show. That was pretty awesome. Pretty fantastic. I think a few aviations were served then.
Yep.
And big thumbs to the old man beer. Thanks, man. That's pretty kicker. Well, most of the rye production moved out of PA a long time ago. But there is at least one company that revived it that you can get, and there are brands that are made in the spirit of, and I would say a rye old-fashioned would be a great way to go.
Mm-hmm.
If what you want to do is watch your team hit the series.
That's right.
That's a classic. And if you're thinking, well, I'd like something a little different, I want like a little more flavored character, well, then go for Manhattan. Nothing wrong with that. If you like a tall one, I'd say a rye highball.
And a
there you
sky
go.
blue water.
Oh,
Lisa says I love when he does do the old man beer challenge. Fantastic. I feel like we should do that live.
Haven't done live in a while.
Watch me not get a single one right.
We have your typical is 50%. I vary, and sometimes I am absolutely terrible, and I will admit that. I don't know them, but I will say the last time we gave it was in this past summer in June, and a lot of people took it.
Been drinking 1911 code. The 1911.
Oh, cider.
Okay, the cider donut is awesome. Okay.
There you go.
We need more cider.
Yeah.
We do.
We need more cider donuts.
We do need more cider donuts.
Our local
I need more cider
mill
donuts in my life.
Makes cider donuts. In fact, that's all they make for donuts. They make cider. They make hard cider. Their hard cider is excellent. Oh, please.
Oh, but not the one I was thinking about. Never mind.
Yeah, never mind. Okay. Nothing new on that.
All right.
You know, I think I'm going to follow your example, but I need my glass back. Here it is. Lovely. Lovely.
I had to hand over the cider.
It's astounding. So.
Oh, Gettysburg, ma'am, you're so sweet. Thank you. Still plan on sending a box of Pennsylvania Eats to you.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Yes.
Marvelous.
Oh my gosh.
Marvelous. That's just wonderful. I'm going to put in some black lagoon room
Amy says
bitters.
I can't find soy-free cider donuts. I feel like someone should be on top of that.
Seriously.
And whenever I say that, people are like, maybe you could do that. I'm like,
probably not.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, everyone should be able to have cider donuts, I think. Rum cocktail called the Grand Slam. Okay.
If somebody out there is doing gluten-free donuts, and that's a much larger component
Sounds like
of the
a
donut,
home run.
somebody
yes.
can do a soy-free donut. I'm just saying. It really should be, it's entirely possible to go soy-free with all of this stuff. If it's being used in on any of those products, it's being used as a filler. Unless you're buying tofu, what's the particular need to have soy in your thing? Because it's cheap. That's why.
It's cheap, yeah. That's why.
But it's a filler.
Yeah.
You know, you can replace that with something. It should be totally possible.
But I feel like for the people who can't have soy,
yeah,
there should be options.
There should be options. Not everybody's into these things.
I thought I should learn how to make donuts. I thought this at King Arthur. We were at King Arthur recently in Vermont. And I was seeing the donut mixes, and I was like, that's for wannabes. I should learn how to make donuts.
Mm-hmm.
And then I immediately trashed that idea. But I should learn how to make donuts.
I agree.
Donuts for people who can't have certain foods. Donuts for people who can't have a lot of whatever's in donuts. I'll have to find out.
Yep.
Oh, Errol says we had a beautiful crop of apples on very young trees. Watched the apples mature. Then they were gone.
And then they were gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so our local place where we go apple picking sent out an email. They're like, yes, please come. But you're going to have to work hard because the apple crop was not good this year. I thought, really?
Well, it was a rough season because, of course, it was extraordinarily hot for a lot of it, without a lot of moisture. So if they didn't irrigate like mad, and there were probably prohibitions against that, then the crop would have been a little slim. Great orchard though, and they spend a fair amount of time making some really good cider, hard cider that is. And of course they'll just
the Old Man Beer Challenge is hilarious. We get a bunch of Old Man Beer loggers and see if we can identify them.
We have done this.
It's so humiliating.
Several ways by now. One year I just did like the straight up U.S. Old Man beers. Then I decided when the demand kicked up, I said next year, okay, we'll do it again. So it was south of the border, and we did Mexican Old Man beers. Then went north of the border, did Canadian Old Man beers. And then I was really running out of ideas. And this last season, I said, what the hell's left? I'm like, that's it, malt liquor. So we had 3 malt liquors, and I was really incensed that I couldn't get 4 malt liquors. I mean, I'm talking classic malt liquors, not something like, not Steel Reserve or anything. I'm talking like Colt 45. I'm talking like Heffenreffer, but it's off the market.
I forget what you
What
had.
a drag. So,
you had Old English.
Old English, Colt 45, Mickey's.
That's right.
And having 3 instead of 4 made it a little easier to get this. Had a few champions.
I did. I just got a little shudder.
Shiver up the spine.
I did just shudder thinking about that.
Amazing but true.
Oh, okay. So Lisa's asking, are you handing out candy this year? Yes, we are.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. In fact, there's candy in that jack-o'-lantern right there. This isn't good candy. This is candy that was...
This is all the aforementioned hard candy wrapped up because we needed that for the cash pit.
They were props for Alan Waits.
Alan Waits props. So we'll give away some of that too because, hey, bulk is good. And
I'm sure I'll have one after this.
I can't eat all of that, folks. That's pretty contraindicated. So... But we'll also have
the malt liquor. Yeah, that one was rough. That one was rough going for me. And I don't think I identified a single one of them right. Which I'm not sure if that's like humiliation or pride, but I don't think I got a single one.
Normally, I have to think about how many cans of beer to get for the challenge.
Oh, Josh has celiac. Okay, yeah. I feel like there needs to be donuts for everyone.
Yeah, people love donuts.
Donuts for everyone.
There are all sorts of flours out there you can make donuts out of. It doesn't have to be wheat.
Oh.
So.
It's all chances. We're heading to Linvilla Orchards in PA tomorrow for cider donuts and a pumpkin. Oh, that's fun. That's so fall.
Hello.
I love that.
Fun stuff.
So autumn.
So the thing with the malt liquor challenge, normally I'm thinking about how many 6-packs do I have to get to make sure I've got enough beers to do that, and then the spares just go into the Old Man Beer cooler, which is our vintage looking cooler out there, the Coleman, and people can just grab a beer if they like, right? So then I'm thinking, well, my math is all off because malt liquor comes in a 40-ounce container. So I had to do the math on that really fast, and I said, well, just get like 2 of each. Yeah. At the end of the challenge, I had left over, and I had 3 full bottles, and I had to get rid of those. Good grief. Got to get rid of 3 40s on a crowd that's drinking a lot of booze. Tough, huh?
It's all chances. They have Colt 45 in my area of New Jersey, along with Old English. That's what we can get to. Yeah. Okay, where are you in New Jersey? Because we're in Orange County, New York. Yep. So, yeah, I feel like we might have some overlap of what we can get.
Very close to New Jersey, where we are right now.
Peelers,
it is
not
very
Peelers.
Northern New Jersey. So, Peelers!
Maybe the deer are making up.
Oh, well,
Oh, I know. The deer. Man, they're sweet, but...
They'll just eat
They're
everything.
dumb.
And you have to fence everything in because they'll chow down on whatever you're growing.
And
As if you're growing it for them. So, I hear it.
Well, I just remember the house next door has been renovated since this happened, so it won't happen again. But I just remember looking over there one day and seeing this deer in the middle of the day, which usually they come out at night, and it was just licking their deck. It was just like, ugh, ugh, ugh. It was like crack.
I'm thinking that was the salt on the deck from winter is what that was, because we have that too. So.
We're eating our green beans with the beer. Oh no, 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 no.
Please.
Ugh.
Grow that for you. I'm just saying. The interesting thing.
40-ounce generation. Wait, Amy says, I've seen gluten-free cider donuts.
There's no soy-free.
Oh, where did you see them, Amy? Because we'll tell Josh. All right, over on the YouTubes.
Yep.
Josh on the YouTubes who can't do the gluten. All right. Maybe something good can come.
Get you all together and something will coincide.
Maybe something good can come up all of this.
I'm still wondering what soy is doing in donuts. I mean, at the end of the day, you're thinking that this is just a yeast-risen
South Jersey, about 20 minutes away from Philly. Okay. All right.
So you're quite a piece away from us. But you're probably also familiar with a uniquely New Jersey product known as pork roll.
Oh, jeez.
Or you simply call it Taylor. Now, that's interesting
enough.
We have that every other week, actually, because we have a bagel that happens to contain the bark roll. Our local place has Taylor right there. I think it's made in Newark. I think it's Newark brand.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's like, or is it, it's either Newark or Trenton. I'm like, neither of those terms is selling the pork roll to me. But it's pretty good pork roll, so we're good with it. So. Trenton pork roll, you know?
We had a fun day in Trenton. I know that's not a sentence you normally hear, but we had a fun day in Trenton.
We were there for the punk rock flea market, I think it was. Yeah. And there were a lot of fun products. I think we got a few good things. And then the crowd that we were with afterwards really felt like we're pairing somewhere for a beer. And we found a dive. And that's pretty much what you're going to find on the main strip in Trenton. It was really an old man bar. And when we walked in, I think we kind of like came in off of the planet Venus to this joint. And they're looking at us like, what? But I just said, so I just ordered a Negro Modelo because that was the best thing they had. And she said, you don't want that, and give me a Modelo. Okay, well, that's all right, too.
Oh, Lisa says we put out a salt lick for our deer.
Oh, there you go.
Sweet, I love that.
Hilarious.
Oh, we attract them to destroy our garden. Well, if they get interested in the salt lick, maybe they'll leave the garden alone.
You know, they can eat my trees out front all they want because they're way overgrown and go to town.
Jeez. Amy says they use soy lecithin and also fry the donuts in soy
oil. Because the...
I feel like we can do better.
Vegetable oil is usually soy oil because it's really cheap. And soy lecithin is very commonly used. It's an emulsifier. Well, yeah, true. There are other emulsifiers out there, although the lecithin is very cheap.
Okay, it's all Jan says. We call it pork roll in these parts, and scrapple is popular. We did have scrapple one time. Okay.
We have had scrapple.
We do not partake in the scrapple. We did try it one time.
Tried scrapple in Downingtown, Pennsylvania.
No. Phoenixville.
Was it Phoenixville?
It was Phoenixville.
No, we were in the Downingtown Diner.
No, we were not.
I was in the Downingtown Diner.
No.
The diner used in...
We were with
and
Maud Betty
and
Cliff, and we had the scrapple.
There was that other place that we went with them,
Fisherman Diner that closed.
Yeah. But the scrapple, I remember having it in Downingtown. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I had it in Phoenixville.
And I will tell you, the product is full of whatever you have and is extraordinarily greasy. So I hear you on that.
Errol says the deer will die of old age on our land. That's very sweet.
True.
That is very sweet.
Glad to hear a local talking about something called pork roll. Outside of these parts, no one knows what the hell you're talking about. If you want to think to yourself, basically it's 19th century Spam. There you go. That's it. In some parts of New Jersey, you just say, I'd like Taylor on a roll. Bang. Taylor and egg on a roll. You got a breakfast sandwich right there.
At Ohana, you need to bring some
Taylor. The classic comes wrapped up in a little fabric sack. It's really amazing.
Fabric sack.
Otherwise, it comes in a little package as like and these big rounds that look like Canadian bacon. It's funny. I kind of like this stuff. It's awfully greasy. Yeah, well, so Spam. So, well, these are good. I like this. I would like some of those bitters, though.
I'm having my cider with cranberry bitters.
Haven't had these in a while.
Did you put any bitters in yours?
I put in some of those. What were they? The horror bitters, and
the what bitters?
The horror bitters. The Black Lagoon room bitters.
I heard something else.
Yes, the Black Lagoon room bitters, but I think this jar is practically empty, so it's really hard to get them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, too bad.
That's going to affect your experience.
You know, so I put a few of these in. That's fun.
Hi, Satellite. Good to see you.
Well, the cocktails may be down.
We had 2 tequila cocktails and 2 light rum cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Josh says scrapple is meat and corn mush mashed together.
That's about right.
Oh, okay. Arcade says, know any good rums? Why, yes, we do. All right.
We do. What do you like? There's some excellent rums.
I'll go grab a few.
Let's see what we got here.
Let's see what we got. What do we have on hand?
I like the side of this. Okie doesn't know what scrapple is. Well, have you ever been to, ever been to go out for food and there's a thing on the menu that's basically whatever fell off of the griddle and they just kind of like scooch it together and put it on a roll? That's scrapple. Back in the day, it was like whatever bits and pieces you could put together and you would throw it together with some cornmeal. Maybe you'd throw some binder in there. I think like some pork fat would probably do that job. And properly prepared, you actually press it into a loaf pan so it all kind of congeals. Slice it like meatloaf, fry it up. And that's a little breakfast meat. That's scrapple. Sounds pretty hideous. Oh, people eat it every day.
I randomly grabbed 3. And I feel like we need rum. I brought the Stiggins.
Excellent place to be.
I brought the rum jam.
Excellent place to be.
And
the
West Indies. 2 Indies. Yeah, okay.
Definitely. I like that too. If you say Taylor here, they'd make you move to North Jersey. Ah! I always say that because it's just an abbreviation for it. I like put some Taylor on that, because that's the brand. It's a major brand. So the plantation pineapple rum, of course, is a revival of a very old concept. Take some good rum and soak some pineapple in it. This is what plantation does. They take some good pineapples. They've got some aged rum. Yeah. They soak it, and this thing tastes very antique. It's great, straight up. And if you want to mix something with it, well, we've done that many times.
Oh, somebody's going to tell Lisa what scrapple is. Hi, Vegas AF.
I just
all right. I was outside.
And Josh is saying scrapple is southern. I'm thinking of the fact that there's no way that you haven't had something that doesn't look like scrapple where you are. Whether you're deep south or whether you're Oklahoma, I think that there's a product.
Amy says there are quite a few apple orchards in Massachusetts that offer gluten-free cider donuts, including Bolton Orchards, The Apple Place, Red Apple Farm, and Russell Orchards. Okay, amazing.
Thank you.
Remember was good if your grandma saved bacon grease in a coffee can.
Oh, yeah. That's basically it.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of like take the grease as a binder and you throw in some cornmeal and the bits and pieces. It's not necessarily the tongues and the snouts, it's just whatever fell off the grill.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking hot dogs. So, Rum Jam, of course, is coming to us from, this is an agricole rum, and it's from Martinique. Agricole means this is coming from one of the former French plantation colonies. And usually what happens is that this is pressed, it's made from sugar cane juice. That is, you squeeze the sugar cane, make rum out of it, instead of processing it for sugar and using the waste product, which is the molasses, and making rum out of that. Usually what happens is they make the rum and then they ship it to France. It ages for a while, and then you've got something called agricole rum. Usually packed at a higher proof, and in fact this is 86 not that much higher. Sometimes this is like
I get read this
120.
comment. It's all Jan
that's
says.
how you recall.
Scrapple is basically all the animal parts ground up with a blender, mashed into a big bar, sliced and fried on a pan.
You got it.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
If this sounds awfully close to something called spam, yeah, it is. Although spam at the end of the day is what you have left over
Cold
when you're
mashed
trying to make
potatoes.
hams. So,
You never know where these live broadcasts are going to go. You really don't.
suddenly we're talking about press meat.
If you would have asked me what we'd be talking about earlier today, I'm like, I could have come up with a million things, and pressed meat would not have been one of them.
And bang.
Anyway.
So,
Anyway.
third rum to advertise is coming from Amrut, which is an Indian distillery. India has been making rum longer than anybody, probably, because they, by best count, they've been making rum since like about 81,000. That's way before anybody else was thinking about this, and way before sugarcane ended up in the Caribbean. So this is something they call two Indies. The first Indie, of course, is Indian rum. The second is the West Indies. Now, I don't know if they specify where it comes from the West Indies, but they do a blend. It's all aged. It's really nice stuff.
That I can't read because I don't have my glasses.
And your local store may not feature Amrut products, but they are a really huge distillery because India
There's a whole story.
India is a massive, massive sugar grower in the world, so they got product.
If you have your glasses.
It's like if you... I remember we were talking at the Ohana event to the folks from... What am I thinking of? Tandway Rum.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, look, your flagship product is really nicely flavored. It's a good aged rum. It was probably, about a 1 or 2 year aged rum, but just your base product was really nice, like a great mixer. And I asked him about that, and he said, well, the Philippines is a huge sugar grower, so they have a ton of sugar, and the company makes a lot of rum and ages it, so they have huge stocks. And that's why they their ordinary bottle is very flavorful, and then they go into like the, putting it on ice for several years, etc.
Oh yeah, Martin Kate's Smuggler's Cove book. Yes, Elizabeth. Yeah.
Oh, you could go into
He's
that for a long
great,
time.
and it's an amazing book. Yes, 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 and yes. Yes to Martin Kate's book.
I would say, like, among our favorite experiences in life was the fact that we met Martin at the San Diego event,
Tiki
Oasis, and later that year ended up in San Francisco and visited Smuggler's Cove with friends. And he was there, and he says, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "Would you like the tour?" And he gives the royal tour to us and our friends. I was like, "This is
my
incredible."
friends were so impressed.
They were like, "Wow," but like it was just like, "Here's how we did this," and there's this bit. But Smugglers is just this crazy crow's nest of
Oh,
stuff.
Josh has heard of Amrut.
They
Yeah.
just crammed so much information and so many basically Disney-esque items into strange corners of a very small footprint. It's a cool place.
It's amazing.
It's a cool place. And they have like their
Smuggler's
rum
Cove
club
is
where they've
great.
got, 1,000 rums. You can make your way through that, bit by bit.
Jeez.
Every 100 rums, you get another gold star. This is craziness. But very cool place. Very well done.
Oh, geez. Oh, okay, Lisa, you gotta let us know about the Oklahoma delicacies that you won't eat because I don't know. I might have family who know them.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, you can message us or post, but I'm so curious
I think
now.
we're potentially getting into something called hog maws and stuff like that. And who knows? There's always
Wish-listed.
strange
Okay,
parts of the
good.
animal. Some people in those parts eat brains.
It's Scotch-like.
It's Scotch-like. That reminds me, Scotch-like makes me think of if you want to take strange parts of the animal and grind it up and form something, you've got
What?
something called haggis. Now that's a classic thing from the
Oh,
old
yeah,
country right there.
Speaking of Scotch.
Yeah, speaking of Scotch.
Or Scots.
That sounds an awful lot like Scrapple to me.
Jeez.
I tell you.
I didn't know we were going to get on pressed meats tonight.
Pressed formed meats. It sounds like meatloaf, but not quite.
But not quite.
End of the day.
Oh.
Well, we certainly eat our share of spam around here. I gotta say, don't eat too much of it. It's really full of sodium and a lot of greasy stuff. But you know, I love it. And when we make it, we enjoy it. And scrapple, if you have a chance to try this out and you are a connoisseur of such things, give it a whirl. Taylor ham is basically just a formed ham product. It's not crazy. It's also fairly greasy and salty, but it's great on a breakfast sandwich. Gotta say.
Greasy and salty.
Brains.
Brains.
Yeah, I'm thinking about folks who would have like brains and eggs for breakfast. That's a real thing. You know, people. I'm really getting into organ meats here. I draw the line at brains, but I will do other organ meats.
Carol says, I think I had a friend in the Navy that could get a gold star in one evening.
Seriously.
Lamb fries and cow brains. What?
Oh man. Yeah.
I have not tried the low sodium spam arcade. It does exist. I haven't tried it. We made vegan spam, which was quite tasty.
Probably also a little salty too. But we put it in, and nowhere near as much as. Yeah. So. But. Yeah. When you think about things that people will eat, I do believe that if you're going to slaughter a large animal, eat the whole thing. That's the thing. Don't shy away from any part of this, because if you did it, you'll take care of all those things. And I have in my time eaten a variety of organ meats, and I have eaten tongue. It's a little tough.
Elizabeth says, total non sequitur. Watched Elvira, Mistress of the Dark movie from 1988. Edible panties featured and mentioned in the film.
We're back to edible panties. Uh-oh. That's it.
We need to circle this back.
Time to get banned from Facebook.
Oh my god, I love it. No, I love it. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Please don't shy away from saying that, because I think it's hilarious. I mean, I grew up with Elvira. She was my horror host.
Right.
You're local.
Yeah, because I lived in California, so she was my horror host.
And she was actually getting national attention at the time, and I remember seeing Elvira kick around. So.
Yeah. All right.
Well, it's about that time.
Is it?
It's pretty close.
They're not recycling.
Oh.
Oh, organ meats. Yeah, me too. Nope. That's a big nope.
You eat them every year.
Gravy.
When we make the turkey, of course, you have some giblets, and I will put them into the gravy. You boil everything down to make that.
But I'm not just like, oh, liver, please. It's like Rosemary's Baby.
I chop them up and put them in, you know. When I was a kid, I liked liver.
Lamb fries or testicles? What?
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, I haven't had those.
So you mean prairie oysters? Although I think that tends to be beef gonads. Yeah, that's a real thing. I haven't actually had the pleasure of trying those yet. Although if you watch Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmern, he has his share.
Pleasure of trying beef.
He has his share of organ meats, including testicles from time to time.
Here it says, okay, I'm eating the edible panties by playing Alien Fanny Farts by Avis. Oh, jeez.
Wow, we're getting into the music already. Hilarious. Well, we scored a great vein of records.
Amy says my father loved tongue. All right.
Tongue. Well,
okay. All right. Go ahead.
You have a fun tongue story.
But I do. But
my tongue story was my English landlady made tongue at one point, and I tried it out, and I thought it was a hell of a lot like corned beef. Like the flavor profile was exactly the same. It was a little chewy, but I suspect that's all about how you prepare it.
I got my mask back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I can wear my mask and actually sign off at the same time, but
we can try.
We'll see. All right.
Well, there we go, folks. It's been fantastic. You have 4 great drinks, and we even had a bonus cider in there. There was a call for pimento liqueur. Well, we're going to get into that shortly. It won't take long at all. There's all sorts of great drinks going on.
Where's the beef?
Oh, I tell you. End of the day, liver is not so bad. Liverwurst is it's kind of a classic. A bit gamey, but still are so many things. I've actually grown very fond in the past several years of mutton. And all that is you let the lamb grow up and becomes a mature lamb, and then just boom, sheep. And I would say that's the best frying medium in the world is lamb fat. So, beef tongue. Yep.
All right.
Thank you so much for visiting us tonight.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. This was so much fun. I had no idea what this conversation.
A couple of hours with you on a Wednesday, like nothing else. You know where to reach us at the various locales where you might be able to support the show. Some of you are already patrons. You're going to be getting something immediately upon the end of this, and some of you get something on Monday, a little something from Glendora. If you'd like to be a patron of the show, patreon.com, Velveteen Lounge, you can find us. If you forget that, send us a PM, we'll figure that out. We still have the Amazon store. If you buy things through there, that always helps. We still have towels. And they are appropriate any time of the year, of course. They're fabulous.
They make good gifts.
They do make. We're coming up on that season in no time. Available at a fantastic price. That's all what supports the show and allows us to buy fun liquors and do a little something with them. We had a couple new things tonight, I think. As always, it's been fabulous to visit with you. You've seen some great drinks. Patrons will see all of that shortly. The rest of you might have to take a look at the rebroadcast. As always, wherever you go and whatever you do, happy Halloween. But we'll see you soon.
Good night. Oh, hold on. Ah! I got it. Good night.